So today's recording is going to be a game of mine against Lead Singer. Not particularly because the lane is particularly interesting, but just because this game seemed to be well out of our control, and yet we managed to bring it back. You'll see later why I quote you would expect this shit to be in bronze. This is platinum. Platinum 4. Finally managed to get to platinum 3. Let's see how long I stay there. Vlad seems to have been my ticket recently. Again, thanking BattleCat for giving me the skin, who seems to give me a great deal of better skills and luck. I mean, pretty much, what was the history? Played 20 games as Vlad in rank recently, only lost 5. It's just a huge win ratio. So what have we got? In this matchup, hide behind your creep, not get hit with Qs. Lead Singa is really much an early game, not like people say he's early game champion, but there's one good insect maneuver and your team's history, as most people on the stream found out when our Fed Tristana got booted to the enemy team, even though it actually crushed Lead Singa into the floor. If you don't know what insect is, just look it up on YouTube. Right. What can I say about this matchup? As always, never ever ever give away unnecessary kills in the lane. It'll just make your life hell later. So I'm trying to CS in the turret. I'm not exactly doing it. Okay, I'm just doing an okay job about it, all things considered. Right. Okay job, not a great job. Yeah, I assumed he was hiding in the bush, and he was. Right. This is something that a lot of people might do, is that you don't know. If he pushes to the turret, I don't know whether he's gone back, I don't know whether he's actually hiding in the bush. I assume he's hiding in the bush, and that's why I'm not going to shove it. Right? If I shoved it back, he'll just come out and kill me, he'll zone me out again. I actually did that wrong. I wanted to auto attack that creep and Q that one, but I didn't let my auto attack actually go. So otherwise, it's just Q him whenever possible, run away, use E, and auto attack him. But always make sure that the lane is in your direction, because I start with armor, so I don't get ganked. That's about it, really. And stay as closest to full health as you can, because of course Q does percent of missing health. Same with Fizz. The higher your health, the less damage it'll do, technically. Apart from that, it's just queuing. He's now pushing his direction, so I'm gonna try. I don't know. I assume I want to try and push this out, while still hiding behind my creeps. Get blocked by creeps, which is also tons of fun. So now that it's pushing his direction, I checked the bush to wonder if he's there or not. I thought he was probably going to all in me at this point, but he backed off, probably because there were so many creeps. I was prepared, right, to all in him. It really was. This could have been either person's game. The reason I checked is because the minions were here, right? See how much minion aggro he's drawing. He's going to draw all these caster creeps and the upcoming wave. He's probably knew that's why he had to back off. Right, I still had pool, etc. And if he continued fighting me, he would take so much minion aggro, it would tilt it back in my favor without hitch. Like, we would kill each other. And that only works in my favor more than his, because I scale far harder into late than he does. I also completely missed all the CS there, because I completely screw up my tides of blood stacking. So, go back, Seeker's Arm Guard. And now he sort of realized I got back, he wants to shove it as well. I do the same. Actually, I don't. I want to centralize the layer. I still want to centralize it at around my turret, but sort of failed to do so at the cost of half my health. So I'm just queuing what I can, shove it out again. He's back. I leave. He wouldn't expect me to have left so quickly, but then by the time I come back, I went back purely to get boots in the ward. Boots, so I can maintain my speed advantage over him. It's just mandatory to keep your speed advantage in lane. Also really sexy that I had a Janna. So, calm, not really much to it, just retaliate where possible. EQ, EQ, QE. but never at the cost of CS. If it's actually under the turret, you run that risk, or not risk, just a bad habit of saying, I must put pressure on my opponent at the cost of, well, I'm not going to have any items later, so sod it, late game, and fuck. I see it happen a hell of a lot, please don't do it. Especially for like big creeps. Like I knew he wanted the cannon creep. And later on, I like a habit of just standing in front of them. Except then what happens is they'll just jump to you, use E to get the cannon creep, and then just W back out again. It's just... But if he does something like this, where he's completely in your minion line, then just feel free to keep walking at him and EQing him. So at this point, I can't push it out, I haven't put a ward down yet, I'm just going to go take the golem instead, because this is still a nice amount of income. Right, he hasn't pushed it back yet, it's just free gold, I'm not quite sure how much, like 80-ish? Almost, just, pretty much the same as a wave, and it will add up. Well, not quite as much as a wave, but you get the point. It's a nice supplementation to income that you could take when you're red / purple. And also something to do in the downtime between like not having a wave to farm. So I gave gamble that he's gone because even if he wasn't, then Lux was there to back me up, which is why I shoved that. He's gone, I will go back as well. I have survivability in Seeker's Arm Guard, therefore I go for sustainability over Hex Tech. This wasn't overly worth it though, because I did lose a fair amount of the turret. I pinged that Lead Singa is missing, and you know what's happening elsewhere in the world? Caitlyn is getting smashed. Right, Lux isn't doing particularly well, but at least still not as bad as basically every single lane is behind. Bot lane got completely demolished, and you'll see later. I will assert my dominance up top because now I've got to level 10 without any difficulties whatsoever. Got my major items, and then we just keep trading. Right. Vladimir hates for all-ins at all stages, even if Lead Singa's slightly behind, they will still all-in your safe business all the time. So I'm trying to EQ auto, and only backs off, you have to react really quickly and just keep hitting him. Right, because you can regenerate your health a great deal faster than he can. Like just from a wave that's slightly at your turret, I pretty much back to same health as he is. Don't know where he's gone now, but he hits me with it. Right. Actually, I should not have queued the free wave, because as soon as he saw me do that, he then as soon as he saw me queue a creep, he then used his Q on me because he knew he had to use my main nuke, even if it's on a really low cooldown. So in this case, I make a mistake. Right? I made a few mistakes here. Okay, first things first, going through that one again, once again. He has a Q on me, I should not have queued the creep. Right, so now I just lost a Q's worth, but I mean, he can't kill me, so he's gonna back off, but I have the speed advantage, so I can just keep hitting him. Then think about it, like he takes another E to the face, I can kill this, right? He just used W, which means there's no like shenanigans of him zooming out. So I go for it, but I'm actually way too close, and he kicks me away. Like, the second mistake I had was he actually had a Hex trigger, right, which stopped me from killing him, but actually would have been fine if I was in range to EQ him again. But it wasn't, because the thing with Lead Singa is you have to stay out of his kicking range, or else you're stuffed. He'll just kick you away, and you're boned. You lose your kill, or something. So many disengage maneuvers, but meh. But he can't stay in the lane anymore, which is fine. So I just EQ, take golems, push to his turret, get my Spirited Spectral Wraith, because I know I'm in the risk of dying, so back to the farm and try and harass him down again. Was this warded? No, they just... How did they know she was there? They pinged it, but meh. Back in the days when there was no such thing as an SS ping, it was just a ping. And here, we tried to kill it, but it failed miserably. Right?
I pull and attempt to slow him down, and we actually could have died it, but then Elise shows up, so we have to return pursuit. I don't know why Malphite such a cheese wheel her, but meh. So he's gone. Take golems, take wraiths, go back to my turret. Take everything. Now got ahead of him in CS, which is fine. Check all the bushes, and now just keep EQing him. He can't stay here. Q. I'm 100% HP, and he's getting whittled down. He can't stand this assault. Very few people can. Or pretty much, I don't think anybody can. Short of Swain maybe, but even he can't stand out to it. If I get a decent video of the Vlad versus Swain matchup from Vlad's perspective, I can show you exactly how to counter Swain with Vlad. I'm just thankful not many people actually have thought about the matchup enough to think about how to do it correctly. But in short, it's literally just build against the lane as opposed to against the game. And I'll show you later at some point. I'm not going to deliberately pick Vlad into Swain because that would just be dumb. But I'm very confident with all my counter picks for Vlad. Probably why I managed to ascend the ladder so rapidly, just played so much Vlad. Destroyed every single Riven I've come across who expects an easy ride and gets destroyed instead. Like, lol. Who actually dicks over Vlad top? Tryndamere? Because unfortunately with Tryndamere the onus becomes that you have to kill him as opposed to him killing you. It's just he actually scales harder purely because his presence and his split pushing turrets 24/7 is much more impressive than yours ability to kill a team fight. Who else? Xin top dicks you over. Yeah. Singe can give you problems if he knows what he's doing, but it depends on your jungler to actually be active as well. So Caitlyn is now 20 minutes. Caitlyn is now 1-6. Caitlyn is 1-6 with 794 farm, whilst their Varus is 7-1. Annie is 2-1, not bad. So Lux is not overly behind, and I'm not as far ahead of. Basically, none of us are far enough ahead to make up for the deficit that is Caitlyn right now. None of us are. Like, Malphite was just moaning as to how this is completely lost because Caitlyn didn't have a fucking clue. Like, look at her, she's so freaking overextended, even if this is warded. It's just, someone shows up, well, we can't do anything. So, at 21 minutes I managed to farm my hourglass up, because it's predominantly AD I'm worried about. I have no MR, so I am worried about Annie in a way, but I have to deal with that later somehow. Try shoving in top, can't because the lead is there. Oh yeah, Caitlyn dies again. Did I mention this? Why would you go this way to the turret? Like, then Blitz shows up and they're all dead. Goodbye, Caitlyn. 1-7. Like, if you think it'll get better if you go to a higher elo, no, this shit happens everywhere. Your ADCs tend to also be retarded. Everybody is freaking retarded. But my whole game plan in this was I can still melt them. Just farm to the late game, and see what I can do. Right, Annie falls off, Lee Sin falls off, Varus is the only real issue. Like, Lux scales better in late game than Annie in my honest opinion, just because of her ability to catch someone and murder them from basically relative safety, as opposed to Annie's must splash and go all in status. Oh yeah, this is also freaking hilarious. Caitlyn is so overextended, right, that Lee Sin actually sees this and thinks, sweet, a free kill. I can up my money. Like, well, sweet. She's also feeding my lane. 72 gold, not much, but it was basically just in my mind. Like, my lane is so bored of me. I can't stand it. He'll just go to where, like, this free gold. 72 gold is nonetheless 72 gold. It's a free play. And then the rest of them show up. Right, so I still managed to get him just the glory of AIDS. which was the first step on the road to salvaging this game. Spot that he's slightly overextended, and just go all in on it. Lux misses laser, which is fucking terrible. But I managed to get my combo off, and he dies to AIDS, which is fine. Then I have to somehow like make my escape, because I can't do anything. I'm trying to like dodge, but weave in between EQing and not dying. Zonya, and then have pull back up and leave the building. So yeah, I managed to basically assassinate Varus and run out the other side, which is fine. They're now knocking on our inhibitor turret. Caitlyn is 1 and 8. Their Varus is 8 and 2. Has infinity to blame the Ruined King. Deals a shit ton of damage, because we are doing nothing. We basically have no ADC, and at this point they are well ahead of us. Creep wave, top, mine. Farm, 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 farm. At this point, I reckon that I need a Rylai's. I stated it quite a few times why I feel Rylai's is becoming more and more part of Vlad's core kit, is because if you don't get it, then all that happens is people can just run away from you without any effort whatsoever. You have no sticking power, and you rely on the team, which is not always great. And now there is a fight. I'm wondering whether I can get a word in edgeways. I'm saying, no, that's not. Lux has disappeared, Caitlyn's already dead, let's just leave, okay? Just leave. This only results in Malphite bitching even more, but yeah, like you say. They're now what? 8,000? Almost 9,000 gold ahead of us? It's not good. I found the raise, but it's like... I spot, right, that Varus is slightly overextended, then try to hit him. And we get him. Although in return, they kill Lux, that's 1 for 1. Was the ult the wrong way around? Technically it was, but I wasn't confident that people would follow up on it. And then I saw that actually people were in position, so I ulted him anyway. That's pretty much a signal to go for it. And then they catch out Malphite, or do they? I can't tell. Yeah, he gets caught right back in. I can't do anything about that. Oh, now he's 2 and 4 and bitching about it. That turret's gone. No point even bothering to wail about it. Just take golems, go farm. Farm as far as you can. On my team, I'm the only one who seems to have any sort of dint of actually wanting to play the game correctly. What happens here was that we spot they're going for the Baron. Right, went top to regenerate, and then I don't have, or do I? I'm almost certain I don't have aids in this point, but because how low they are, I charge in, eliminate Annie, right? So she's not going to be a problem, and then try to leave, which I successfully do. Just leave. Pop goes so they can't kill me. Went in, killed Annie. Now I have to come up top to regenerate. If they go for that again, I'm still just going to spend my time around here queuing everything in sight. Is why I'm here. If they were actually going for it, I would have to rush back in again. Oh, this is pretty hilarious. Elise thought she could take me on. It suddenly jumps out of a bush, like, meh. EQ, and then I managed to dodge her bite, which was funny. And just standing here, and she leaves because she knows she can't finish me anymore. So we start the Baron attempt, and Cait, at least at this point, I don't think she said one thing the entire game: ward the bush, or you're just gonna get grabbed. I don't know, but at least she's running around killing turrets. But man, I'm the only one on the team that hasn't died. I'm the only one on the team with actually vaguely decent farm. Right, I'm actually on time, 2 kills on my belt, and I'm going to have to do something drastic in order to win the game. So they're going for this again, and Varus runs it. It is in a shit position, and I managed to get my combo off on him, and I'm just going to say kill Varus. Kill Varus, who cares? I actually get a double kill, and my cooldowns aren't enough to deal with the rest of them, but because of that, we managed to force them to abort the Baron attempt. Because since Hemoplague amplifies every source of damage minus true damage, it'll cause the Baron to rip them up as well. So Malphite charges in. I follow up. get a pretty good ult off of 4 of them. Everyone except Annie, basically. Pull that, go after Varus, just stay underneath Varus, get E off, and that's enough. Just basically buy time. Although like Baron is now looking through Annie at that point. Like they can't do the Baron anymore. They've lost their main DPS and they've lost Blitz, and the rest of us are the rest of our team is healthy enough. They can't do this. It will die if they try. Like, I mean, they failed to kill these, but it's just showing the pressure. This is pretty funny. So, Lead Singa tries to do something, but he's so far behind he can do anything. Q's back, but before he could do anything else, gets blown away and is fucked. Like, well, don't want to be here anymore. Again, back to farming. I have a decent amount of magic resist now. Cait, double buff, thinks she can take on the world, finds Varus, dies. Fuck's sake. Lux at court, dies. This is the type of teams I have to deal with. Nothing I can really do about it. It's pretty much solely up to me, who has a brain cell, to actually do something. Oh, and Malphite needs to actually initiate. They're saying, if you can get a beat on Varus, just ult him. Just ult him. Just ult him. There we go. Get done. You force him off, you still go straight to Varus, and then go and try and just kill him. Kill him at all fucking costs. Which we do. Right. If we kill Varus, that is their main pushing power completely dealt with. And they can't push anymore because of it. That was just it. Sometimes you just have to tell your just order your teammate to just do something. And this one, it was, if Varus wants to be stupid and stay there, just kill him, alright? Malphite only ults one person, right? It doesn't matter. He's priority target, we give it. Even with all these shields and barriers, the whole point is we must kill Varus. I throw enough AoE to damage everybody else, but still. Did enough damage that they can't take the turret, buys enough time. Or do they manage to take the turret? I don't know, but they take a heck of a lot of damage. But they can't take the inhibitor. Or is it they try but fail miserably? We managed to catch Annie, and then we managed to catch Lead Singa as well, I think. Yes, we do. Purely because we managed to buy enough time with that maneuver. Or, more to the point, they couldn't get the inhibitor and they overstayed their welcome to get the turret. Now saying, well, are we going to do the Baron? I mean, we probably could, we have the damage for it. Do we? I don't know. But it's like, it's a risky call, but sod it. At this point in time, we have to. And then Varus is right there. Like, okay. Sod it. Secure the Baron, then we just go for after Varus again. And he can't do anything. I actually Q way too early. But again, I managed to eliminate Varus and do enough damage to eliminate Elise as well. But I made that Baron call and it paid off. I was sitting on 7 and 2 with almost full items. Right, I didn't technically need the blue elixir because I didn't realize I actually had a blue buff, and this was also something that could have gone horribly against us. Was Malphite didn't show a dint of map awareness when I said, well, there's 3 of us here, and 3 of us who are competent, and then there's the rest of them too. It was like, it was basically, I was leaving saying, Cait's not here. What does Malphite do? Charge in, initiate. Does this look like a good idea to you? No. Lux missed laser, missed her entire combo, but in the meantime Malphite's dying. But at the same time, we have an opportunity. Kill Varus. Must kill Varus. Or not. Let's back the fuck out.
Malphite's somehow alive. Somehow, somewhere, Malphite is alive. This Caitlyn shows a bit of redeeming quality, but at least knowing how to orb walk, or stutter step, or something else. Manages to kill, and we managed to get 3 kills from that, 3 for 3. Slowly, surely, pulling the game back. Even if it was just refusal to die and a determination to murder Varus every single team fight. Because at the end of the day, they can't stop me from getting to him, short of blowing every piece of CC they have. As long as you have enough damage to kill the priority target or the person on their team who's fed you, then you can like get your team to rally behind you and clean up the pieces afterwards. Right? Varus can only hit one person at a time. You can hit many people, and if he's dead, then he can't hit anybody, and your team still has your damage. It's one of the things you have to do as Vlad. Like, oh, what happened here? Think I'm gonna go clear top, clear bottom. Please do not get caught. And what do? They really, like you can see in the replay, they ping and say to that Vlad's over there, go engage. To the point that I actually pop Ghost because I feel that's such a fight. There's one hell of a fight, and I have to get here. Blow aids, managed to kill Varus again. Q slows down Lead Singa, and we keep going. Had to freaking carry this Caitlyn so hard. Even if later on she came into her own, there was that phase in the middle where I had to do every single piece of work. So much heavy lifting. Slowly, surely, game's now back in our favor. Having shown that we have a superior team comp, having shown we just have a better team. Or having shown that we have us, if I want to literally have the biggest head in the world. And again. I sacrificed myself. Like Malphite was not in a position to do it. This is the thing, right? You have to do everything yourself. Janna, don't know what the fuck she's doing. Malphite down here. It's like Baron's up. Sorry, we can't let them take this. I couldn't use aids because I didn't want to get grabbed and CC'd and silenced. I had no choice but to pull at this point. My next move really was to put aids on like as many people as possible. That managed to wipe out Varus and then just buy time. Buy time, even though I ended up dying for it. But on the plus side, it means they could not do Baron. Malphite then shows up and cleans up the pieces. Just went in, absorbed every single piece of their damage, still survived, and not long enough. Oh yeah, Lux. Does anyone really think this Lux is any carrying? He's bound. I will now miss my ult. Oh no, that hit. Did it hit? I can't tell. But sod it. And with that, managed to secure the Baron again. Full build. Full motherfucking build. I actually think it might have been full build ages ago. What? It's just an awareness that something is happening. Right. Kate's still in mid, just faffing about, doing her own thing. I was wanted to do race and realized that Janna's gonna get caught. As soon as I realized that Janna's caught, pop Ghost. Pop Ghost and attempt to get there fast. Somehow she survives this. Somehow she survives this. And like, hi Varus, guess who's here again? So much damage. Malphite dies, we kill 3 of them. Just keep on going. This game was lost, right? So many people thought that it was lost.
Jana was the only one who's remained positive and said that we need to even though Lux's carried his whole, we need to think positive. It was only Jana who was literally saying that we can do something. And yeah, I just like had to drag Cait out of her absolutely abominable like laning phase, make up for it by repeatedly wiping the floor with Varus. And oh dear god, Lead Singa did not do anything of note in this game. I made sure of that to shut down the top lane. Like Annie would scale off, so I'm actually sort of thankful that at least Lux held that to a standstill. But just by being the superior player and making the right decisions, I basically won the game in many situations where I guess somebody else who just wouldn't do the same decisions I had. And this is one of the examples of not so much like skillful Vlad play as so much just better decision making and just having to go for things and knowing when you have to go in to force an issue in order to mean that it don't snowball out of control. I mean, I denied them 2 Barons, and actually from it managed to get 2 Barons for my own team. It's just stuff like that, and being in the right position, right time, having the same map awareness. There's these things you need to learn in order to be a better person, and I hope this video more or less gives you an insight into, like, over the beginnings, if not a more advancement of basically learning how to make better decisions in League of Legends. Let's just leave it at that. And also, spread the love that is AIDS to everybody! Only in game though, please. Thank you. Have fun.